Hi, everybody. I'm here with a very old friend of mine. She's not old, but we've known
I was
each other
gonna
for a long
say,
time. Yeah, we've known each other for a long time. Lyndsey Taylor. Lyndsey, welcome. For those who
thank
don't know
you.
you, give us a quick introduction.
So yes, thank you, Adam. We have known each other since 1999, maybe 2000. Oh
Yeah,
gosh, we sound
that's
old
right.
now. So I'm head of global talent acquisition for Kerry Group, and this is my 24th year in talent acquisition.
Wow.
There you
Okay.
go.
Recruiter enablement is one that I know is close to your heart. You manage a very big
Yes.
team, and you have managed in the past in other roles, big teams, and I know you know it's important. So, what is it to you? And then let's go on to like what are some of the things people need to know about. But what is it first of all?
For me, and I'm really going to try and not get on a soapbox here, Adam, but recruiter enablement is setting the TA function up for success. So I know you talk about recruiter enablement. I feel I'm still a recruiter after 24 years, in
Yeah.
leading TA teams. So whether you're supporting the TA function with administration, strategic sourcing, research, recruiters, exec recruiters, team leaders, TA managers, heads of TA for regions and global, for me, it's about setting them all up for success. I think, to be fair, the bar is forever high, Adam,
Hmm.
in talent acquisition, and the majority of my experiences is in-house or stakeholders
Yeah.
across the business, and even talent, active, passive talent. The bar's high there, and many TA teams, especially in-house, are lean. So they're wearing many hats. So they're
Yeah.
working through the 360 life cycle of recruitment. So it's a daily struggle to come close to the expectations that our stakeholders have of us. And there's a lot of pressure for, I would say, our in-house teams. And I'm not just talking about Kerry, just talking about corporate HR here, where they kind of compete with search firms who are armed with tools, technology, content, resources, all there to find talent. So for me, the recruiter enablement, which I'm very passionate about, it supports our teams with the tools, the content, the technology, so that they can not only reach that bar, but smash it.
Yeah.
And for me, it supports our recruiters to be the SMEs, the subject matter experts that they truly are, and they can be seen leading the way to find diverse, qualified, and relevant talent for their business rather than chasing their tails, generating reports to justify their existence or working through the plethora of escalations. So if we enable those recruiters or just the TA function, we can start to become more consultative TA business partners with HR, hiring managers, leaders, C-suite, and that moves us from being, I guess, a more proactive function, bringing market insights to our business as we get out there headhunting talent, rather than sometimes, even in this day and age, the default post and pray model that sadly a lot of recruiters out there, when they're maxed out, still resort to in times of need.
Mm, very interesting. Okay. One of the things, as you were talking, it occurred to me that one of the problems we have, and one of the reasons the our standards need to be so high, is because everybody thinks they know recruitment and everybody's a recruiter, right?
Yep.
Every hiring manager knows all about recruitment, and every candidate does too, because they've all been in,
Everyone's an
they just,
expert. Hmm.
I know. And then when you hear about a company that's recruitment process is like 80 different steps, it makes you
Yeah.
sit back and go, yeah, hang on, this is considerably more complex and sophisticated than most people
Hmm.
would think it is. So, what are maybe some of the most important things that we need to be thinking about? If you went into a company and like the whole thing's an absolute shambles, what are the first things that you're going to think about in terms of like big quick wins, and like tactical thinking that that people should be considering?
So I would say the majority of my career has been walking into maybe not a shambles, but functions that are either brand new COEs, Centres of Excellence, or they're going through some sort of transformation, or they're in maybe crisis. So I'm speaking from experience here, and I wouldn't say, well, yeah, okay, some of the big wins are listening. So when I walk into a new organisation, I'm taking time to observe, doing the voice of the customer. And the voice of the customer isn't, I think people hear that, they default to the thinking of a hiring manager or a functional leader or a CEO. I'm talking about all of those people, but also our own function. So doing that voice of the customer and asking all those job titles that I listed earlier, and talking to them and saying, okay, what needs to change? What's the good, the bad, and the ugly? What's the win here? What are we doing well? What can we learn, and what do we need to change? Because ultimately, that's going to enable us to start to stabilise when we do enable our recruiters and our function, and set them up for success, so that we can focus on continuous improvement. And I have to say that a lot of the time for me, it's just getting back to basics and looking at, a lot of people call it a recruitment process. I like to call it recruitment experience. So let's champion a positive experience for all who engage with talent acquisition, no matter what your job title, whether you're internal, whether it's talent externally, even shareholders, investor relations. So for me, I want to make life as simple as possible for our recruiters, because if they're able to have an exceptional experience and we enable them to do their job, generally speaking, it makes it a lot easier for other people who work with talent acquisition to feel and have that positive experience too. And at Kerry, I wouldn't call it a quick win, but a big win for us has been introducing automation. So looking at that technology and saying, okay, what's clunky, what's manual, and if we could take that away from our talent acquisition teams and have them focusing on getting out there, networking, engaging with talent, consulting with their business, their stakeholders. And that for me has been instrumental. And look, we're on a journey here, Adam. It's going to take time, but we've just launched last year Global Candidate Care. So that enables the recruiters, because they're not having to put as much time into, answering a lot of those questions. And, obviously we still have to sell the opportunity to talent, but we've now got, a conversational AI here, kind of a conversational artificial intelligence that helps do that. Then we've got the AI now helping candidates apply for jobs. And then automating the interview scheduling. Have you ever tried to schedule an interview in this day and age, especially if there's 4 leaders involved? It's not fun. So look, for me, the organisations that are ready to invest in recruiter enablement, they will see the efficiencies. They'll be improved across the full recruitment experience, and then the quality of the relationship between the recruiter and just even the hiring manager alone will improve dramatically, as well as the quality of hire. So as I say, sometimes it's not always the quick wins, but it's been able to balance the strategic thought that's required for your function and your business, but then getting down dirty into the weeds to say, okay, what can we do now? What can I do to help the recruiters? What can my direct reports do to help, and what can we all do together?
How many people are in the team?
So we're sitting at around 75 just now.
Yeah, so it's quite a large team. Okay, Lyndsey, it's been great to find out about, from the leader of quite a large team, it's been great to find out about thinking from that type of level, as well as a couple of examples of more tactical things around automation and that kind of thing. I know for a fact that I could turn you into a 5-day masterclass on this subject. So I hope we can reconvene, and
I'll be more succinct next time.
No, I mean, honestly, there's so many things that I know you quite well, and I know from a lot of things that we've talked about over the years, there are so many different aspects of this that you can educate people on, and so I do hope we can reconvene and talk a bit more about some other practical things. But for now, certainly, thank you very much for taking the time to join me. It's been great to catch up.
And thank you for having me. The fact that we've known each other this long and you still invite me to these things, I'll say kudos to our relationship. Thank you.
Yes. I'll see you soon.
Thanks, Adam.